Hi, I'm Ron de Parmesan, and you're watching News Cats. Meow, my friends. It seems Putin's been bargain hunting at the military-industrial complex clearance sale. Germany's military has just sounded the alarm that Russia is rearming faster than a cat chasing a laser pointer, and NATO is scrambling to keep up like a pensioner at a rave. Major General Christian Freuding, head of Germany's Ukrainian Situations Center, dropped this bombshell. Russia could pose a serious military threat to NATO with conventional forces as early as 2028. That's right, folks. In just 3 years, Putin might be ready to play a jolly dangerous game of Risk with real countries. Freuding warns, each month the Russian military gains more tanks, ammunition, missiles and drones. Production is increasing and stockpiles are growing. Well, I say, chaps, it seems the Russians are playing a rather perilous game of Monopoly, but instead of houses and hotels, they're placing tanks and missile launchers. But wait, there's more. Russia's running a war economy that's pumping out artillery shells faster than a teenager churns out TikTok videos, and at about the same cost, I might add. They're reportedly producing about 3 million artillery shells a year. That's 3 times more than the United States and Europe combined. It's like they've got a buy 2, get 1 free deal on Boom Boom sticks. And here's the kicker. They're making these shells at about 1/10 the cost of NATO countries. It's like they've found the Primark of artillery production. Meanwhile, NATO countries are debating defence budgets like it's a heated game of Monopoly. While Putin's playing speed chess with tanks, NATO's still deciding whether to move its pawn or knight. Germany, bless their lederhosen, has been trying to catch up with a one-off debt provision of €100 billion to modernise their military. But let's be real, that's like bringing a water pistol to a flamethrower fight. Their regular defence budget is still sitting pretty at €52 billion, or about 1.2% of GDP. NATO wants 2% by 2028, but at this rate, they might as well be asking for the moon on a stick. Over in Eastern Europe, countries are freaking out faster than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Poland's beefed up its military to surpass France in size, while Lithuania's gone full Red Dawn and reinstated conscription. Estonia's even encouraging its citizens to arm themselves. Talk about taking neighbourhood watch to a whole new level. It's like a high-stakes game of whack-a-mole. But instead of plastic moles, we've got Russian tanks popping up all over Eastern Europe. And just when you thought this geopolitical soap opera couldn't get any more dramatic, enter stage right. The Donald, ready to flip the NATO script faster than he flips real estate. With Trump potentially returning to the White House, NATO allies are wondering if the US will still have their back, or if they'll be left holding the bag. It's like a game of musical chairs, but with nuclear deterrence. But let's not forget about the tech, my friends. Russia's not just stocking up on old-school boomsticks. They're going full Terminator, with drones and advanced missile systems. By 2024, they're expected to churn out 2,200 drones annually. That's a lot of flying robots, folks. It's like a clearance sale at the Skynet outlet store. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ron, this is scarier than a cucumber sneaking up on a cat. And you're right, my friends. That's why I need you to smash that subscribe button faster than Putin can say annexation. It won't stop the Russian war machine, but it will make you feel better about the impending doom. From Putin's shopping spree to NATO's panic room planning, let's hop over to Davos, where world leaders are playing a high-stakes game of Risk with real countries. Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson's got his knickers in a twist, saying NATO membership is great and all, but it's not enough to keep the big bad Russian bear at bay. He's quoted as saying, "While NATO membership is crucial, it's insufficient to address modern threats." Well, isn't that just tickety-boo? Meanwhile, Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo and Finnish President Alexander Stubb are nodding along, probably wishing they brought an extra pair of undies to the conference. But here's the kicker, folks. While NATO's been busy trying to decide whether to use a slingshot or a pea shooter, Russia's been building up its forces faster than you can say blitzkrieg. They've gone from firing a measly handful of missiles to launching 10,000 of the suckers since 2022. That's enough fireworks to make the 4th of July look like a birthday candle. It's like a competitive eating contest, but with cruise missiles instead of frankfurters. And let's not forget about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the bear in the Crimea. Ever since Russia decided to adopt Crimea back in 2014, it's been like that one relative who overstays their welcome at family gatherings. The The European Union's been giving Russia the cold shoulder, slapping on sanctions like a frustrated parent grounding a teenager. But Putin's just shrugging it off, probably thinking, sanctions? I'll show you sanctions. Speaking of which, those international sanctions are working wonders, aren't they? Russia's feeling so pinched, they're only able to produce 3 times as many shells as the entire Western world. It's about as effective as trying to stop a flood with a coffee filter. Sure, they've made the ruble worth about as much as monopoly money, but Russia's just found new friends to play with. They're selling oil to China and India like it's going out of style, proving that in the world of geopolitics, there's always a buyer for discount gas. But wait, there's more. Russia's not just focusing on things that go boom, they're also ramping up their cyber capabilities. It's like they're preparing for a remake of war games, but with real-world consequences. NATO's strategy of stern looks and strongly worded letters seems to be working brilliantly, doesn't it? It's about as effective as trying to stop a tank with a strongly worded tweet. And let's not forget about the recent military activities near the Ukrainian border that prompted Germany's alert to NATO. It's like Russia's playing a game of red light, green light with tanks. 1 minute they're pulling back, the next they're advancing faster than a politician backpedaling on campaign promises. So, my friends, as we watch this slow-motion train wreck unfold, remember, the world might be going to hell in a handbasket, but at least we've got front row seats. And if you're feeling as anxious as a Baltic state during a Russian military exercise, just remember, laughter might be our best defense. Because in a world this absurd, sometimes all you can do is laugh, or subscribe to Newscats for more apocalyptic updates. I'm Ron de Parmesan, and this has been another Newscats special report. Thank you for watching, and don't go far because another breaking story is right around the corner.